everybody, welcome back to Winnemac Attack Hockey for this week's NHL update. I'm Dom DeBomb, joined by Jake the Snake Armstrong, my friend. We're getting closer and closer to the playoffs. We've got just about a week of hockey left in the regular season. How are you doing?
I'm great. It's been an exciting week. I'm just hoping my Blues can make it. We got about 5 to go. It's anybody's season here.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so hey, not a whole lot of crazy news going around the league right now, but our first thing, Seattle has made their final payment as an expansion team, so they are officially the 32nd team in the National Hockey League. Jake, this is exciting.
Yeah, now we have 30 teams that are kind of shaken. They know they're going to lose somebody, everybody except Vegas. So now Vegas can win the Stanley Cup and not lose anyone in the expansion draft. Meanwhile, Buffalo has to lose somebody. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, honestly though, who do you think Seattle would take from Buffalo if you had to guess? I mean,
I'd have to look at their roster, see who they protect. Honestly, teams like Dallas might miss the playoffs, and they're going to have to choose between Khudobin or Bishop. So there's some steals that Seattle could get.
Yeah, that's for sure, and something that we'll be keeping an eye out as the summer comes up in the expansion draft. All right, so
some teams could be looking to shed cap as well.
Yeah, that's another crucial element of the expansion draft. So, yeah, good eye there. All right, so hey, our second thing here, Jaromir Jagr, guys. This guy is still playing in the league, and he has no intentions of retiring. He just completed his 33rd season as a pro and still wants to keep playing. Jake, this is unheard of.
Yeah, his team in the Czech Extraliga is getting promoted to the top tier because they do relegation there. So he wants to win the big trophy for his team, and I'm glad to see it. He's going to be 50 years old next season.
That's crazy. I mean, I'm 20 years old, and I could not imagine still being able to skate and play hockey at a professional level at 50. That's absurd.
He was drafted in 1990, so he had played 10 seasons when we were born.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy to think about. It's also crazy to think about people that our age are playing in the National Hockey League too.
That's true.
All right, hey, so speaking of the Young Bucks, Cole Caulfield has scored his first NHL goal. This guy, Jake, you love him. You think he's going to be a stud, and his first goal came in an OT thriller. How exciting is this for the Montreal Canadiens and for Cole?
They have, I'm going to say it, he could be a franchise player for the Canadiens. He's so good offensively, he's quick, and he's fun to watch. The NHL needs more players like Cole Caulfield.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, him and Kaprizov and even Robertson for Dallas, who is making a name for himself. We got some really promising young guys that are going to be these great players. And yeah, like you said, they're really exciting to watch.
All right. And even Kaprizov and Robertson, they just kind of came out of nowhere. So the talent is just really pulling through here this season.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Hey, so we mentioned Jaromir Jagr playing 30-plus seasons. So Ryan Miller has played a good number of seasons for the Anaheim Ducks, and he is getting ready to call it a career and retire. Jake, how has he made an impact for that city?
Well, really in his whole career, you kind of feel bad for him. He played in Buffalo for a while. He had a short run in St. Louis, and then he's in Anaheim. So he hasn't been in those top-tier markets where he's going to be famous, but he's the winningest American NHL goalie of all time, and he can take that with him for the rest of his life.
That's a pretty amazing feat. I mean, to have the most wins for a nationality, that's big.
Yeah, and nobody talks about him. So, Ryan Miller in the underrated player conversation, I think so.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, so as the Stanley Cup playoffs get closer and closer, let's take a look at the standings and see what teams have locked in their ticket to the playoffs, and we'll see what teams have unfortunately been officially eliminated. So we'll start in the Central. We have the Carolina Hurricanes leading the race right now with 75 points, followed by Tampa and Florida, who are tied. All three of those teams have locked in their ticket for the playoffs. Meanwhile, Nashville is holding on with 58 points. for that fourth spot, followed by Dallas at 55. Chicago has kind of fallen off. They would have to win out, essentially, to make that playoff spot. As for the others, they are eliminated from the playoffs in that division. Over in the East, we have Pittsburgh leading the division now, followed by Washington and the Islanders, who are playoff bound. Boston looking really solid right now, holding that fourth spot. And the Rangers, they still have a shot, but unfortunately it looks like they're not going to make it, which is crazy speaking. They are 13th in the league, and they're going to miss the playoffs most likely. So over in the North, Toronto still, we all know, leading that division. They're going to the playoffs. They're the only team in that division to be locked in, though. Edmonton in second, Winnipeg third, and Montreal fourth. Calgary, they're on the borderline there. They could make that spot, but no, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. All right, over in the West, as we know, Vegas, Colorado, and Minnesota, as we mentioned last week, locked in their playoff spots. And St. Louis and Arizona have been duking it out, and St. Louis has taken a couple points of a lead here with a couple games in hand, so things are looking pretty bright for the Blues. Jake, what team do you think we need to keep an eye on here as the playoff race heats up?
I think going into the playoffs, the team we need to watch the most is the Tampa Bay Lightning. Because, yes, they've had a really good season. They're a lock for the playoffs. But Stamkos is out. Kucherov is out. A couple of weeks ago, they had first place in that division locked down. And they've struggled lately. They lost to Detroit a couple nights ago. So they have to get it together. If those two players don't come back, they may be in trouble when the playoffs start.
Especially because the Hurricanes, man, have just been lighting it up recently. The Florida Panthers have just won 2 straight against the Hawks and have got another 4 points to help out their case for one of the top seeds. So, and also the Western Division's just really hot as well with their top 3 teams. So Tampa's really going to have to step it up, and their depth, like that we've been talking about all season, is going to have to really show here if they want to do a repeat.
Yeah, and I think they're nervous, too, because they've been healthy scratching Vasilevsky. I think they locked that playoff spot, and they're like, okay, you are not getting hurt. They've been playing their backups, McKellarney and Gibson.
Interesting. I understand that from a coaching perspective, but they must be confident about no matter who they're going to face. They must be pretty sure that they're going to win.
Yeah, and they have to hope that Vasilevsky's going to still be somewhat warm when the playoffs start.
That is true. All right, so those are our standings as we get ready to head into the last week and a half of the regular season. So, Jake, who is your player to watch as we get closer and closer to the playoff?
All right, so I don't think it's just me. I think a lot of people are watching him as we close out the season, but Austin Matthews, he's been lighting up the score sheet. He has 38 goals this year in 47 games, which is a 66-goal pace in an 82-game season, which we normally see. The closest similar season to that is Ovechkin in 2007 and 8, who put up 65 goals. So this is like maybe a once-in-a-career season for Austin Matthews. He's still going to be good, but these numbers are unreal.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that some people may say that he's in the Canadian division and maybe he's got an advantage there, but still, those are pro players, and he's putting up numbers like that. That is super impressive.
Yeah, really good season for the guy.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so speaking of stars in the league, my player to watch, Jake, is none other than Connor McDavid. We all know this guy is a superstar, someone that is likely going to make it to the Hall of Fame. I know he's young, but he is just phenomenal and talented. And obviously the Oilers are in second place in the division right now. They are looking great. And Connor McDavid, though, is on pace for 100 points this season, or at least very close to it. And we played a 56-game season. That is absolutely crazy. He has 13 points left to get, and he has 7 games to do it. Very possible when the guy comes out and scores 4 points, 5 points in a night sometimes. He's explosive. I personally think he's going to accomplish the feat. Absolutely incredible. Jake, what do you think? Do you think he's going to get there?
I definitely think he does. There's no way he gets close and he just doesn't get that extra point. Even his coach knows it, so even if he has to play him extra shifts later in the season, they have that playoff spot locked down. Just give him the extra shifts, get the extra empty netter or the extra pass to the empty netter, things like that, just to get a few more points each game. He can do it.
Absolutely. Hey, so that's all we got for this week, Jake. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, as always, it's going to be another exciting week of hockey. We should see a few more playoff spots get locked in, and I can't wait to watch it.
Me too, partner. Hey, thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week on Winamac Attack Hockey.